Hey you guys, welcome back to Our Awaken. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about there isn't always the perfect time to do something. If you are always waiting for the perfect time to do something, you could ultimately miss your opportunity to get certain things just done, experience certain things, because in your mind, like, there is this sense of like perfection, or there's this sense of like insecurity that you may feel like you're not ready for something, or well, what if this, what if that, and you allow your mind to get in the way of you experiencing that thing that you want. And I get it, right? Sometimes you might feel like there's things that you still need to get in order, or sometimes you may feel like I just need to tweak this a little bit, or I need to position myself in this way. And although there's nothing wrong with that, because proper preparation does prevent poor performance, however, sometimes you don't see how like you could be getting in your own way just by you wanting to make sure everything is perfect in order for you to feel like comfortable to take the next step. And this is something that I'm currently learning in my journey, because there are things that I'm like actively doing now that I've finally taken the steps to do that just felt like, for some reason, it felt bigger than me. It felt like, damn, like, how am I going to get to this place? How am I going to like achieve this goal? When the reality is I had everything that I needed in order to take that next step, but because I was so fixated on like just things outside of myself needing to be aligned and all of that, that I didn't see how like I was holding myself back from actually seeing progression in what I wanted to see progression. And after reflecting, when you think about it, it really comes from a space of like scarcity, or feeling like you're not good enough, or you feel like things need to be perfect and things outside of yourself need to look a certain way in order for you to feel like you are ready, when it's just like, no, like, you are literally holding yourself back from your blessings because of your idea of needing to be perfect, of not feeling like you are ready, of feeling like, what if this goes wrong? When it's just like, you do not have to be perfect in order to say I'm ready to take the next step. You don't have to have everything in place, because it's like, if you operate from that mindset, you're ultimately always going to find something in order to feel like, see, I'm not ready yet. This needs to be adjusted. This needs to be adjusted. When it's just like, girl, like, just get it done. You get what I'm saying? Like, and when you finally get it done, when you finally do what you feel is so heavy on your heart that just won't leave your mind, you then realize like, wow, like, I actually am able to do this. I don't need the things outside of myself that I need in order to do it. And it's just like, when you have that constant feeling, like, I see it as like when God puts something on your heart, when you have something in your mind that you just cannot shake, and you know you want to go in a certain direction, you should not feel the sense of like you are lacking and that you're incapable of taking the step towards the direction that you want to take. If anything, I'm learning to operate from the mindset of things don't have to be perfect, but as long as my mind is aligned to like, say, this is the direction I'm trying to go in, and I have like myself, and I know like I'm gonna put my best foot forward in whatever situation I'm in, because things are always gonna come up, right? I know that once I do take that first step, whatever comes, like, I'm going to be able to adapt. I'm going to be able to, like, add the pieces to the puzzle as I go. But I can't just say, oh, I need to have all the pieces of the puzzle before I actually start to put it together, because at that point, like, some parts of your journey require for you to take certain steps and to experience certain things in order for you to then unlock other things. You get what I'm saying? But if you just decide like you're gonna stay at ground zero because you don't know how you're gonna get to level 50, it's just like, listen, you thinking too far ahead. And like I said, I get it, right? You want to make sure that when you are doing something, it is going to produce the outcome that you want, or at least like you're more likely to get the outcome that you want. But it's just like, listen, you have to operate in faith and just know like, what I want, and I feel this so deeply in my heart, like, this is what I want and this is what's going to happen, so long as it is in alignment with what is meant for me. And like I said, anything that is meant for you will always be for you, right? However, you can also fumble the things that may be meant for you. You can also fumble those things because you are so stuck in your head. You're so like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? When it's just like, listen, all that time that you're wasting just like pondering on all those negative thoughts, like, you don't see how you're manifesting so much delay in your life, when it's just like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, just to give an example, when I started this YouTube channel, I felt this on my heart for like 2 years, and I procrastinated because I felt like I wasn't ready. I just felt like this is gonna be awkward. It's so many different limiting beliefs that I just felt like I was not where I wanted to be in order to show up in the way that I wanted to show up, when in reality all I had to do was start. And y'all, if y'all see, like, I'm gonna insert some pictures of just like when I first started, what my camera setup looked like. It looked real ghetto, but I made it work. I didn't have a camera, but I used my iPad, and eventually I evolved from there. When I first started making videos, if y'all were to see the unedited clips, the amount of the amount of repeating myself for certain things, I have evolved so much from that, all because I said, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I just have to keep putting my best foot forward, and eventually over time I'm going to see progress. And that is exactly how it is, and I already see the progress within myself just on this journey. And just to give perspective of like all the delay that I've went through, which I don't knock it, because there's things that I've learned, you know, you gain wisdom over that, and I now know with other things in my life not to procrastinate so much. But it's just like all the time that I delayed in the beginning when I first wanted to do this, I just be like, damn, like I was really holding myself back for absolutely no reason. It was just a whole lot of insecurity, a whole lot of just feeling like this isn't enough and I still have to work on this, or I have to have these material items. When it's just like God gave me everything that I need in order to show up, right? I have a voice. I put myself together. Even if I didn't, well, you know, it's best to do that, right? Just for confidence purposes. But it's just like a whole lot of things where it's just like, I didn't need to have the fancy tripod and lightings with the cameras, the expensive cameras. I didn't need to have all of that. Y'all saw my little janky setup. I made it work, and now things are working. Even my current tripod that I'm standing my camera on, which I do have a camera now, right? But my tripod got like 2 pieces of tape on it holding up 2 of the rolls. So it's just like, listen, we're still making it work. And just to give like another example, when I first started my cooking page on Instagram, I was just doing like posting cooking stuff on my page, right? Like on my story. And then people told me, oh, you should make a page. So eventually I was just like, oh, nobody's gonna like you really tune into that. But people kept asking for it. So I'm like, you know what, let me do it. Then I would do it, but I was like kind of feeling discouraged because I wasn't really seeing any progress. And then I had started doing lashes, and then my business took off. So I just took a step back from cooking, right? And I just didn't pour into it at all for like 2 years. Like I haven't posted on a page for 2 years. Then one day I just felt like, you know what, this is something that I was actually interested in, but I gave up on it. So I went back, and when I started, literally my first 2 months, my page skyrocketed by a couple thousands. And I was just like, wow. And it really just came down to me no longer aligning with the negative beliefs of all the things that could possibly go wrong, and aligning with the positive beliefs of everything is going to work out. Just take your first step forward, or put your best foot forward, and allow everything else to unfold as you go. And even when it comes down to my food content, of me wanting to like help people out and things like that, I always felt like I needed to be in a certain position in order for me to, of course, do the things, because it requires resources, right? And that is just a fact, right? I need the resources. However, I still have intangible things that can help me create those things. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's just like, I feel like everything is truly perspective. It's really all in your mindset. And even when it comes to like other people, right? If you are constantly in this space of like just procrastinating and always finding the perfect time, like you will fumble the ball on certain things, and you will miss out on certain things. And even if we're just talking generally, right? I've once heard that like within the universe, like there will be so many different ideas just like planted and just up for grabs. Like there's so many different realities available. And if you get an idea, or like just this strong feeling to do something, but you don't do it, eventually the universe will take it as, and when I say universe, we could say universe, God, whatever the case, right? Like it will be taken as like you don't want to take advantage of the opportunity, so someone else may have that opportunity planted in their minds to bring it to fruition. Let's say, for example, if the cure for cancer was available, right? And some say that it is. Let's say if God planted that idea in someone's head, and they were divinely pointed into the right directions in order to come in alignment with that idea of creating the cure. If they have the idea but they're not doing anything with it, and you are showing that that you're not really doing anything to create that reality, to really make it come into manifestation, someone else will get that idea and someone else will make it happen. You get what I'm saying? And they may not get the credit for something that you had the thought of, or they may get to experience something that you were given the opportunity to experience, but because you were operating from whatever mindset that didn't allow you to create that reality, someone else was not given the opportunity. So all I'm saying is there is no perfect time. When you have the urge to align yourself with something, don't sit there and wait for like the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. Sometimes you just got to do something, you just got to get it done in order for you to then really like experience it and to really see how like everything that you may have been thinking is not really something that you should even be considering. Like, it's all a mental block and you are getting in your own way. So don't get in your own way, y'all.